Okay, I call this lesson Node or Normalize, and it has to do with audio, and we tend to try to normalize all of our audio, and I don't really use normalize a whole lot because it doesn't really serve the purpose most of the time. The problem with normalize is that it takes the peak of the audio signal, like maybe something right in here, and it will adjust this up to wherever it is that you want it to go, whether it's a 0% or a -3 or -6 dB. And then the lower parts of the lower volume levels of audio, like what we see right here, don't get adjusted up. So I prefer to do the nodes where, as we see here, where I create these little diamonds, and then I could individually adjust it as I go along, and we'll see what this does in a minute here. Sometimes you don't need it. Right here we've got you'll hear that there's a lady laughing, and then the voiceover comes in. Well, let's go ahead and listen to this. Okay, so we've got the ha 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 ha, and then down here voiceover when it's time to leave. So it goes down to just back to nat sound from this from the louder laugh. So we didn't have to do anything here. But now let's listen down to this section of the piece. Okay, so we've got a man in here saying it's not uncommon to see whales, and then we bring it back down. Well, how is it that we create these nodes to be able to adjust these volume levels? Well, let's go in and take a look at that. I'll take this this section that we've got is just let's turn off the rest of this here. Let's turn off our music and let's turn off our voiceover so that we can come back. And now what we've got is just we've got nat sound, which is the actual sound that was shot, that was there while I was shooting this British Columbia ferry. So how would we, if we wanted the middle of this to get louder and come back down, how would we do it? Well, we would do it by holding down our control key, and if you see when my cursor rolls over the yellow line here, I can adjust the whole volume level up or down. Or Control Z takes it back to where it was. I can hold down the control key, and as I roll over it, it creates the plus sign. And if I left click, I've created a node. That's N-O-D-E. And one node usually doesn't help because it still goes up or down. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to create reference marks on this in time here as it progresses on. So if we wanted to come from no volume up to volume, we would create another one. Now, but you can slide these nodes once you make them. You can slide them along the rubber band line. So it's not really important where you make them initially. It's just once you make them, you position them. So if I brought this down to 0, then as we were progressed on, it would get louder, louder, louder up to just normal audio, and we can still grab this line and take it all the way up. So what we've done now is we've gone from no audio up to just background noise. And the same way we can do it by holding our control key down, roll over the yellow line until we see the plus sign, create a node, create another node, and then we can bring it back down to 0. Well, that's a little bit slow. I'll make a faster one, and we can adjust this however we want to adjust it. So at this point, we've got audio that comes up to full level and goes back down to full level. Let's listen to it. And up to full level, or background level, and back down. Well, that's it. Node or normalize. Go with the nodes.